fun outside today, as you can tell. I mean, look at this shit. The sun had the audacity to look me in the eyes and say, you look like you could deserve a nice sunburn. Fuck him. Like, no. I did not deserve any of this. I did not want any of it. I mean, I wanted it some, get a little color from all this, whiteness, but I mean, jeez. I mean, you could have eased up a little bit. I mean, it's not that tough. I mean, come on. All right? But hey, I mean, today was the last day of flag football for me, and that was awesome. Had all the kids just playing a bunch of games the whole time. Got to see who was about it and who really wasn't. No, I'm just kidding. They had a great time. It was awesome. Gave them Gatorade at the end, a little send-off gift, if you will. But that was fun. It was a good experience. I plan on doing it again next summer. It's going to be awesome. But, hey, with that being said, we have training camp, finally, for at least a couple days or a week here now. And with that happening, there's been a lot of information or a lot of buzz surrounding the NFL. Now, today I'm going to get to a good majority of that buzz and hopefully answer some questions that you guys may have about what's kind of been happening these past couple days. And then there's a couple pieces of information I might just slide in there quick to really just tell you kind of what happened. Other than that, yeah, I mean, we're just going to try to, give you guys your fix, if you will. So anyways, we are just one day away from some goddamn fucking football, folks. That is right, okay? I'm so excited, and I probably won't get any sleep tonight, but that's okay. I mean, hey, it's football. We've been waiting for it. We've been waiting so goddamn long, and the wait is over. We do only have one game this week, which, I mean, we got the whole Hall of Fame inductions ceremony coming up, and then we got, obviously the Hall of Fame game tomorrow at 7, and then next week is really when week 1 preseason gets underway. And it's only 3 weeks for preseason as we added that, week 18 to the NFL schedule this year. But I'm looking forward to it. Okay, it's going to be a good game. Steelers, Cowboys, who knows how many starters are going to be playing? Probably not many. We might get to see a little bit of Najee Harris there in that Pittsburgh Steelers backfield. We might get to see some of Chase Claypool, Juju on the wide receivers. I doubt much. Maybe just one drive to see what they're doing. I know for a fact Big Ben is not playing. They did announce, I think, either this morning or yesterday that Mason Rudolph would be the starting quarterback going into the Hall of Fame game. Now, as the Dallas Cowboys, who the fuck knows, okay? I mean, I was talking to my buddy John today, and he was like, Jerry Jones, he might just have, say, like, we got to go put all our starters out there. Get Dak out there, Zeke, Mari, let them just go out there. We're the best team in the world. We're the America's team. No, you're the entertainment team, Jerry, okay? You got all the money. You're going to pay the guys that you want, and fuck the other ones. If you don't want them, you don't want them, okay? It's just how the cookie crumbles. But this should be a very good battle. It is the Hall of Fame game. And apparently, from what I never knew, John also told me that if you play in the Hall of Fame game, you are technically in the Hall of Fame. Okay? They put up your statistics and stuff because you did play at Canton. Because the Hall of Fame game is, I believe, played in Canton, Ohio, at the Hall of Fame Stadium. So you are in the Hall of Fame technically, not really enshrined. But your name's there because you get to play. You got to play in that Hall of Fame game, so that's pretty cool. That's an experience a lot of people won't even get to, to have. All right. So with all this, being said and stuff, let's get started, okay? Shall we? Let's get to the world of football. Are you ready to get your fix? Well, to get started, we're gonna talk about the Indianapolis Colts and what was once to be said as maybe a really, really solid year is now not so, and it's not looking so good at all. So a couple days ago, Carson Wentz goes out there, has practice, and he has a bone issue in his foot. They go over x-rays, seeing if it was serious or not, whatever happened, and then bam. Carson Wentz needs surgery, will be out 5 to 12 fucking weeks. Oh, shit. Okay, everybody around the league. So when this whole thing started, okay, the Colts, they had, Jacoby Brissett. Okay, then they go to Phillip Rivers. Okay, this old guy who's coming in there looking to sling the ball one last time. Does pretty well. Leads the Indianapolis Colts to the playoffs. Okay? And, well, with Phillip Rivers ending up retiring because he is a high school football coach, and we'll get to him in a little bit as well, they need a quarterback. Okay, so they go out there. They're looking at their options. Who are we going to sign? Okay, I believe Aaron Rodgers' name was on the table. I believe Tom Brady's name, before Phillip Rivers actually was a Colt, was on the table. There was, I want to say, what's his name? Lost the train of thought. But you get the gist. They were looking for that quarterback, or gist. See, I got crap for that the other day, and I realized that I was wrong. Okay, John comes over, and he's like, oh, I got a little bone to pick with you. I'm like, what? He said, it's gist, not just. And so I went back and forth fucking with him, saying just trying to get under his skin. Didn't quite work. But you get the gist, all right? Hopefully he's happy that I did that. But I did screw up right away, but that's all right. Okay, so they were looking for this quarterback. The Colts were going out like, who the hell is going to be our quarterback? All right? Well, Aaron Rodgers, his situation, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Probably, then all of a sudden, bam, he's with Green Bay. Obviously, Carson was signed a long time ago. They didn't think that thing was going to happen. Oh, Matthew Stafford was also on, their clock, on their radar. But ultimately, the Rams got him, being that Matthew Stafford is from L.A. or from the L.A. area. The Rams went out and got him somehow. So the Colts were stuck. They didn't know what to do. But they had this one guy in mind. Carson fucking Wentz. Okay? So Carson Wentz goes out here. He goes, to the Indianapolis Colts. Things are starting to look up. Okay? Yeah, obviously Carson Wentz went out last year. Didn't have that great of a season. Had the most picks in the NFL, I believe, with 15 plus or something. Just ridiculous. Wasn't that good. Okay? He didn't help the Eagles at all. Jalen Hurts ended up having to take some snaps. And really, it just didn't work out in Philly, okay? So when he comes to the Colts, everything's like, all right, things are looking up. Colts might have a good season. We signed T.Y. Hilton back, or we got him back. Still got Michael Pittman Jr. Marlon Mack is going to be healthy. We got Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines. I mean, the list goes on. Have probably number 1 or number 2 offensive line in the NFL. Things are looking good. Okay, you got DeForest Buckner on the defensive side of things. They did lose Malik Hooker. That's all right. They couldn't afford him. Whatever. Okay, they still have really good talent on that defensive side of things, or on the defensive side of things. So things are starting to look up. Training camp gets underway. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to roll. Carson Wentz throwing dimes. And he's like, shit, coach, something's not right over here. My foot, it's just not going the way I want it to go. Well, like I said, go get the MRI, the X-ray, and whatnot. And he's out. 5 to 6 weeks. Needs surgery. Got it the day after or the day of. I can't remember really what happened. Or when it took place. Obviously, it was that day or the day after. It had to have been. It's just the way the NFL works. If you need surgery, you're going to get it. Brown dough. But he goes out there. 5 to 12 weeks. Now the Colts are like, what the fuck are we going to do? I mean, you got Jacob Eason back there. That's pretty much it. Besides Sam Ehlinger, come from Texas this year. He got drafted. But, the whole Colts organization was just sitting there like, yeah, we're going to have a good year. We're going to put up a fight with the Titans. Fuck the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. They might do okay, but no, they're not going to. So we got to put up a fight against the Titans. And then they went real quick to, oh, God, please no. What are we going to do? There's nobody around here. We're going to have Jacob Eason run this offense? Well, that's what they kind of have to do. They don't have anybody else out there. And I guarantee you they don't want to stick with Jacob Eason. Okay? Now, if they do, there's a couple experts, not many, but I seen one post from an expert, if you will. He pretty much said, it was a bold statement. He said, Jacob Eason will take the Colts to the playoffs. You sure? Are you positive? We haven't even seen this guy really take a snap. Like, really at all. And you're telling me he has all the intangibles to take the fucking Colts, an NFL team, to the playoffs. Okay. I'm telling you, he's not going to do it by himself. If he does it, if he leads them to the playoffs, a lot of it's going to be put on their defense. A lot of it's going to be put on their wide receivers, running backs, offensive line. Which brings me to my next point. They did sign Eric Fisher, Colts did, to boost that offensive line that's already looking real good. Real fucking awesome. They signed him. Well, he did tear his Achilles last year. Okay, he plays left tackle. And he tore it in the AFC Championship game. And who knows how long of a timetable he has to return. This still could affect him being able to play right away in the season. But to add to that, one of the best guards, I think, in the game, actually probably the best, Quentin Nelson, has the same fucking injury as Carson Wentz. Some weird bone issue in their foot. Something's just not growing right, going all wonky and whatnot. But 5 to 12 weeks again. Surgery needed. Got the surgery this morning, I think. Or yesterday. Yeah, it was this morning. And pretty much he came out and said, fuck that. Did not want that. Okay, he's out 5 to 12 weeks. So the whole Colts offense, basically, okay, those two people pretty much make up the majority of that offense. Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson are gone. Poof. See you later. What are you going to do? You can't go out in free agency necessarily. I mean, you could get somebody out there, but you might have to look elsewhere for that offensive tackle or offensive guard. Now, I'm not necessarily worried about that offensive line position because, I mean, you can find it. You can make guys go up and just have to play however many games they need to and then put Nelson right back in and they're just fine. Quarterback, though. This could be an issue. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue, but it could be an issue. They need somebody week 1. Preseason really doesn't matter. Obviously, a lot of people don't like preseason. Nobody really watches it because they're like, it don't matter. These games are just whatever. But it gives you a chance now to look at and see, does Jacob Eason actually have what it takes to be and play at an NFL caliber level? Hopefully he does. Because otherwise you guys are going to be looking for somebody. Who cares who it is? You're going to be looking. Okay? But here it brings me back to Phillip Rivers. So the other day, I think it was yesterday, there was news that broke out that Phillip Rivers came out and said, towards the end of the season, if some quarterback needy team needs somebody, I'll be ready to suit up and come out there. I ain't putting that away. I retired, but I can still sling the ball. See that target over there? Beautiful. Just drilled it. I can play. So, the Colts have a decision to make. Now, Phillip Rivers played with the Colts, led them to the playoffs. Who's to say he can't do it again? And I'd rather bring in Phillip Rivers than Nick fucking Foles. If the Colts bring in Nick fucking Foles, if I'm Carson, I want out. I don't want to play there. That is just like a spit in the fucking face. That's brutal. Okay? Y'all remember when Carson Wentz had that MVP caliber season, was back there just chucking the ball if he needed to. Bam! ACL, gone. Nick Foles leads them to then a Super Bowl championship. That is right, folks. Won the Super Bowl. And then the Eagles proceed to go, you know what? Let's build a fucking statue of Nick Foles and Doug Peterson, who both are not on that team, by the way, anymore. So that Carson Wentz has to walk by that statue every single game. Every day. He gets to see that statue. Just looking at it, knowing that should be him. And the Eagles didn't care. I mean, why would you build... I get it. It's a Super Bowl. Cool. But you picked that as your statue? Really? Just because of the Philly special. That's pretty much probably why they did it. I mean, come on. If the Colts want to bring in Nick Foles, sure, go for it. But you're dumb. Because that is just going to put a lot of fire under Carson Wentz. He's not going to be happy with the whole ownership. He's going to want out, and you're going to piss him off. He's plain and simple, he's going to be fucking mad. Okay, I would be. Okay, dude, this guy just got done stealing my show, stealing my shine, and now you're going to be like, hey, he can come in and throw some balls. Now, what happens if they do that? Nick Foles, all of a sudden, wins that starting job. Carson Wentz's foot's still a little wonky, can't do it that well, throwing a lot of picks. Nick Foles takes the shine again. It just wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for chemistry, locker room chemistry. It just would not be good. Do not take Nick Foles. If they do, like I said, you're done. Okay? Now, however you want to take that, you can, but I think the best scenario, and I don't think it will necessarily happen right now because, okay, Phillip Rivers would be the best scenario. He's played there. He knows the playbook. He knows the coaching staff. He knows the team. Okay? But I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. I think they're going to roll the dice with Jacob Eason, being that it's only a 5 to 12 week injury. And it's looking like, okay, Frank Reich, I just seen this little piece of information, said that we're going to take 2 weeks, kind of rest, 2 weeks of, rehab and kind of seeing where we're at, and then another week to, movement, see what he got in the tank, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to go back there and make sure that foot is good. Which means that week 1 is not off the table at all, which is actually crazy. And probably the same for Quentin Nelson, although I do believe Quentin Nelson will be out at least, if they say 5 to 12 weeks, but with being an offensive line, it's a lot more work, you have a lot more weight on that foot, not taking anything away from that, so don't say anything about that, but it's true. Okay, he probably has 6 to 7 weeks, maybe more. It's going to take him a little bit longer. Even though he is an NFL athlete, they are healthier, they have the right medical staff, the athletic trainers and whatnot. They'll get it together, okay? But this is a very sticky situation for the Colts because right at the beginning of the offseason, or actually halfway through the offseason, about a couple weeks before training camp, whatever you want to say, I legitimately thought, okay, the Colts have a chance to win this division again. The Titans are a good fucking team. But the Colts are as well. They have this chance. They have that niche to try and dethrone the Titans, who have been to the playoffs the last couple of years, who have tried to make a Super Bowl run. The Colts have that and more. And now, with these 2 injuries, how is it going to affect their performance week to week? Is this injury going to get brought back up even though they had surgery? How are they going to, chemistry-wise, how are they going to build that back up? What is it going to look like? You don't know. Now I'm saying Titans. Okay? If Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson end up missing 12 weeks, the worst case scenario, it's going to put them in a hole. And I believe it's going to put them in a hole that they can't get out of. So, as big as this news is, it is shitty, okay, for Colts fans around the world. But we'll see what happens, okay? Who knows? Maybe Phillip says, fuck it. I'll do it, but I still got to coach this high school football team. But we'll leave that scenario or that possibility with you right now. So let's switch gears, okay, to the Minnesota fucking Vikings. This was not fun news to hear about, and I'm sure everybody around Minnesota, or if you're a Vikings fan, has already heard about this. Jeff Gladney has been cut by the Minnesota Vikings. He was indicted by a grand jury on a charge of assaulting a woman, I believe, back in April. A couple months right after that Super Bowl. Gladney wants to go out there and do some pretty stupid things. I'll leave it at that. Apparently, I'm not even going to get into details, okay? He just knowingly did it and consciously did it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He did it on purpose. He deserves to get charged. Okay? And really what happened, it comes down, so everybody, if you get indicted, you get indicted. It's a normal process, I guess, or whatever. And so he really hasn't been charged yet, hasn't been proven guilty and whatnot. He probably and more likely will, which if he does, can face up to 10 years in prison. Now, he has cleared waivers so far after this statement by the Minnesota Vikings that said, following a review of today's indictment against Jeff Gladney, we have decided to release Jeff immediately. As we have previously said, we take these matters very seriously and condemn all forms of domestic violence. Due to the ongoing legal nature of this matter, we are unable to provide further comments. So he can face up to 10 years in prison. And now he, like I said, he has cleared waivers, makes him a free agent, unrestricted free agent. Anybody can go get him. But here's the thing, if somebody picks him up, he will be immediately, more than likely, put on the NFL Commissioner's exempt list. Which pretty much means he ain't gonna fucking play until this situation is over and done with. It's looking like Jeff Gladney, his football career, you might as well take a piece of paper and throw it away. Or, just Kobe. Because it's done. And if he's not guilty, well, fuck. That's all I gotta say. I don't really know what else to say. But it's sounding like this dude is guilty. Going to probably face a good amount of prison time. Will never play in the NFL again. And if he does, wow. I don't know how he kept up on the training and stuff like that, but it's not looking good for Jeff Gladney. And the better part about this situation, it's not better. It sucks. The last 3, first-round draft picks that were corners, by the way, since 2015 are not on the team anymore. Trey Waynes, gone. See you later. He is now a Bengal. Mike Hughes, gone. After he tore his ACL, we traded him to the Chiefs. See you later. And now, Jeff Gladney. See you later. And if you remember, this actually kind of, not this situation with Jeff Gladney makes me happy, but what I'm about to say makes me happy. Last year when the Vikings went out and said, you know what, Jeff Gladney, you're our first goddamn pick. Huh? Why? From TCU. I'm not sold on this guy. Have not been sold on this guy. Yeah, he can play at a high level in college football, but so did Johnny Manziel. So did Tim Tebow. It's not sold. And I knew we shouldn't have drafted him there. I knew it. Lo and behold, we wasted a goddamn pick. We've wasted 3 first-round picks on corners that just don't work out. Something needs to be done in our scouting department, or in the Minnesota Vikings scouting department. Because the trend is still going on. Since 2000, it's been 6 years. 3 first-round corners. All of them gone. And probably the better part, I guess the best part about the situation with Jeff Gladney getting cut, which he should have been, we picked up Patrick fucking Peterson in the offseason, baby. We got Cam Dantzler back there. We still have all these, high caliber, players. KJ, or was it something Hill? I don't even remember his first name at the top of my head. But we got something to work with. Not the greatest by any means, but it's something. Okay? And with Patrick Peterson bringing in that veteran leadership, this should make the whole team a little bit better, the whole defense a little bit better, show them the game, teach them the ins and outs. And there are still corners out there on the market. Okay, who knows what's going to happen with Stephon Gilmore? He still hasn't been signed. So there's options to be brought around, okay? But this is just an overall shitty situation for the Minnesota Vikings to have to deal with. But one thing I am very happy about is the Vikings didn't cause themselves headaches. Excuse me, I have to move my chair a little bit, They didn't let this cause them headaches like the fucking Texans, okay? They didn't, wait to see if this is going to pan out and we'll keep them even if, what happened. Who cares, okay? We'll just keep them on the team, kind of monitor the situation a little bit. No. Minnesota Vikings, seen this. Rick Spielman's probably just like, I'm yellow. Yeah, you want to come to my office, please? Awesome, thanks. Have a seat. You're fucking done. See you later. Have a nice one. Oh, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Nah, it probably wasn't that mean. But they went out there, took this situation, and said, you know what? We can't have this on our team. It's just, we can't cause ourselves headaches. We can't put him in the game plan knowing he's probably not going to be a part of it. We can't let this, whole situation be revolved around us. Let's get him in, get him out, and that's it. They handled this situation exactly how you should handle this situation. Get him out of there. Let him figure his shit out on his own. This is not a Minnesota Vikings problem. This is a Jeff Gladney problem. And I think the rest of the NFL needs to take that into consideration. All these players who want to go out and be fucking idiots, just dumbasses. Okay? Frank Clark. Uzi. Just dumb. These guys are dumb. Look at that situation and ask yourself, do I want this guy to be a part of my team? I don't care if he makes us better. I don't care if he's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. He might cause problems. He's not a good person. Personality says everything. Egos say everything. If they're not going to help your team and they're only going to hurt it, hit the nail with the hammer into that coffin and it's over and done with. Get rid of them. Okay? It's just problems. It's not your problem. It's their problem. Get it out of your system so you don't have to cause yourself any headaches or money. Okay? So enough on that situation. Let's get to the Giants, shall we? The New York Giants, yesterday, decided to have a really, really tough practice. They were out there having fun. And then, bam, just a fucking huge brawl. Everyone's out there just going, going out there fighting. And apparently Daniel Jones ends up at the bottom of the pile. Don't know how, don't know why, it just happened. Okay? Afterwards, Joe Judge, being the coach he is, God damn it, stop! On the fucking line! Typical, head coach. Has to be, nobody buddy, has to be the man. Lays down the law. Makes them run sprints. I think it was 2 hours after practice. They were just, Coach, I can't breathe. Not good enough. Push-ups. So they run, do push-ups. They run again. They do push-ups again. I believe they run again. Until they figure out that Mr. Joe Judge, or Mr. Judge over there, ain't fucking around. Pat Shurmur was, when he was the head coach. The only person that they've had that has actually been worth a damn, other than Joe Judge right now, I guess, apparently, from what I've been seeing, is Tom Coughlin. Okay? They're not buddies. They're your head coach. Deal with it. But this big old brawl, nobody, at least I really don't know the ins and outs of why it happened. I'm assuming that a hit was taking place. I'm assuming, Daniel Jones probably got, just clocked, or one of their starters just got, boom, just somebody laid the boom on somebody, probably. Okay? Offensive line, defensive line, offensive line didn't take that lightly. They were probably like, what the hell, trying to push around these smaller guys. Defensive line, being that they're part of the defense, has to back up their guys. They're like, hey, it was just, this is football. This is what we have to do, blah, blah. And they start arguing, bickering, pushing, shoving, hitting, kissing. No, I'm just kidding. Spitting. You know what I'm saying? They're just going out there. And things happen. Okay? It happens. Coach got mad, got livid, let him have it. Apparently, also at the end of practice, kept the players around after they ran. Told the other coaches, hey, get off our field. Okay? Just go home, go to your families. I'm going to deal with these buffoons. And it didn't sound good. From the reports I've been hearing, he was yelling, screaming, bickering, pretty much telling these guys, hey, no fighting allowed. Okay? Do that to other teams, not our own team. Let's, figure this shit out before it's too late. I don't want problems heading into the new season. Figure it out. So that's one way you can coach. Another way, which I was actually kind of cool about and kind of pumped about, was Dan Campbell, I guess, today. Okay, he was asked at a press conference, but his wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and this corner or defensive back, I can't remember his name, Both rookies got at it, started throwing some punches. Dan Campbell probably dealt with it like a little bit, kind of like Joe Judge, probably right at the get-go, was probably like, hey, enough, like, let's go. But he came out and he's like, you know what? I love it. I'm all for it. You know, because that means they have a pair of cojones, you know? They have a pair. They're able to go out there and rough each other up, make each other better. He likes it. He likes to see this, you know, how you want to say it? I can't even think about it. But you get what I'm saying. He's like, I like it. Fired me up. Got me pumped. This is going to be a good season. This is kind of what I want. You know, like his first press conference, he's like, knock us down. We can bite our kneecap off. We'll get back up. Bite our other kneecap off. We'll get right back up. You know, bite our toes off. We'll get right back. Stuff like that. All right? We'll bashing, you know, whatever. I don't know what he said. Goes right back to his coaching mentality. Everybody has a different coaching mentality, okay? But this Giants brawl really doesn't mean anything other than, you know, Daniel Jones was at the bottom of the pile. How did he sucker punch some dude who's like, hey, took him and just, probably. I don't know. Or did somebody sucker punch Daniel Jones? Did somebody, you know, do something stupid? Probably. Don't know. But it happens. All right, it's just a fun thing to kind of report and talk about a little bit. You know, it's training camp. You know, emotions get flying. People don't like a lot of things. You know, you got a lot of softies in today's world. People can't take a joke. People can't take shit. It's just how it is. It's how the cookie crumbles. The proof is in the pudding here with the Giants brawl. All right, so let's get to our last. The Panthers had training camp, you know, and they're playing a little bit of, I don't even know if it was like the first team versus like the scout team or first team versus defense, stuff like that. Well, ball was thrown to a receiver who was defenseless, apparently, like, by the way, I guess. And JTIB, I believe that's how you say his last name, not 100% sure, comes out of nowhere and just smack. Now, the hit didn't look anything like that. I mean, hard-wise, I'm trying to say. When I watched this video, because the video was released, it didn't look all that bad. But, you know, things are probably worse than you see, you know, like how that the sticker on your rear view mirror says objects in mirror are closer than they may seem. Stuff like that. It's like that situation where the hit looks, you're like, oh, okay. And then you're like, why is he still on the ground? Like, get up. Wasn't that bad. But apparently, it was pretty bad. Dude left, had to get, not carted off. He actually had an ambulance come pick him up, take him to the hospital, had a really bad concussion. I haven't really heard much more on if, like, he, you know, fractured some vertebrae or if, you know, he has something really bad now with his head and stuff. But just know right now it's a bad concussion. He was defenseless. And right after this play, okay, right after, he was booted. Just get off the practice field, you're done. Goes out, you know, the locker room, get changed and whatnot. Practice gets over. GM and head coach have discussion, probably 2-3 minutes, probably not even that fast. Bring in JTIB or whatever, however you want to pronounce his last name. Sit him down and say, look, son, can't be doing that shit. Okay, you're an undrafted free agent, or free agent rookie, undrafted free agent rookie. You really have no right to be doing that shit. Okay, you literally just decked one of our wide receivers, Keith Kirkwood, took him out of our practice facility and probably for quite some time. Can't be doing that. We kicked out of practice, and now we're kicking you off the team. Have a good one. Shakes his hand, and they part ways. JTIB is now not a Panther. Don't really know this guy, obviously, with being an undrafted free agent. It's kind of like a James Robinson situation with the Jags. He comes in, everybody's like, he probably will do all right. 100 yards, a touchdown maybe, because he probably won't see much playing time. And then all of a sudden, just 1,000+, you know, from scrimmage, a couple touchdowns here and there, looking really good. JTIB just screwed up. Okay, plain and simple. There should be a team out there who might take a chance at him. Vikings could. Now, would I want him on my team? It depends, okay? Because this whole situation, he went out there, he's just trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to make sure he makes that 53-man roster. He's going to go balls to the walls regardless of what happens. He's going out there because he wants to make this, this is his career on the line, okay? He might not have a plan B, which you should, but this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. He wants to be set. So he's going to go out there and he's going to do whatever it takes to achieve that. And you got to do it smart, though. Okay, he knew, let up. Don't just go out there and think that it's the worst man in the world and you got to kill him or something stupid. Like, don't go out there and do that. Just play football. Don't deck him. Okay, a lot of penalties are going to be called in the NFL for that. But at the same time, with the Panthers cutting him, this could open his eyes. Make him realize, hey, I almost lost my job, or I did lose my job. Hopefully I get a chance back. I'd take a chance. What if he's good? What if he turns out to be one of the best corners ever? Or safeties, whatever you want to play him. Okay? He has that opportunity. He has that chance. I'd take that chance. See what he's got. If he doesn't make the 53-man roster, okay, so be it. You're just giving him that opportunity, that second chance. Okay? Everybody deserves a second chance. And he does too. Okay? Now, I understand it's a business. You don't want your team to get hurt, and you don't want knuckleheads like that making them hurt or getting them hurt and stuff like that. But take a chance, somebody on this guy. Just give him that opportunity. He plays hard. He has a lot of heart. If you give him that opportunity, I guarantee you he doesn't blow it. And if he does, I bet you it'll be by barely, like minute, very little, failure, if you want. It's not going to be by much because he's going to go out there realizing that, hey, I just got cut. I can't get cut again. If I do, it's over. What's my plan B? I don't know. Maybe he does have a plan B. But it just goes back out to that situation. It's like you got to know when to deal with your players, how to deal with them, and when to do it and how to do it, I guess, if you want to just say, like I just did, repeating myself. All right? But it is what it is. Okay? So with that being said, that is all I got for you guys today, as now it's time to wait for that fucking clock to hit 7 p.m. tomorrow so we can enjoy some fucking football once again, folks. One more time. Finally, the season is in. Not quite fall. It's about there. We're still in August, so, preseason. It's going to be hot. But tomorrow, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys should be electric. Awesome. Okay, fans are going to be there more than likely. It's at the Hall of Fame Stadium. Teams are going to be going out there saying, you know what? It's time to play. You're going to see a lot of big hits. You're going to see a lot of nice throws. Who knows? I don't know. But just expect some electrifying football, especially with fans back in the stadium. It's going to be loud, pumped up. I'm hyped. Like I said, I probably won't get any sleep tonight, which I will, but it's just a metaphor, figure of speech. But the wait is officially over. In 24 hours, 24, it is football, baby. It is time for some fucking foosball out there, It's hot. Having a great old time. Okay? So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in like always, and continue to do so. And tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow, Monday. So starting next week, we'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time every day for the rest of the season, talking about football. We will, on Monday, talk about this Hall of Fame game, and if there's any other news that has popped up, surrounding like Michael Thomas, we can talk about Deshaun Watson, stuff like that, okay? So we're back here Monday at 6 p.m. to talk about the Hall of Fame game more. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the weather while we have it, because who knows how fall is going to turn out. But have a wonderful rest of the week, and you just got your fix with the Wicks. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful evening.